I'm Susan. Welcome to Tea and Games. The tea today is PG TipsGold. I'm sorry, I'm just a little hoarse for some reason today. Oh gosh, my voice just cut out there. Today I'm a little hoarse. I was fine until I had lunch, and then after lunch I got all hoarse, which makes no sense. Anyhow, I'm still talking about games we played over the Christmas holidays, which is kind of going against the flow of the usual YouTube videos right now, but hey, I make the videos when I can make the videos, and we're still talking about holiday games. One of the games that we got for Christmas or around Christmas or just before Christmas was, and this is not a game that you should introduce to everyone, I'll get to that in a minute, is Maki Master. Am I holding that up right? Yeah. Maki Master, which is published by Kids Table Board Games, KTBG. Oh, it's not in frame here. Kind of. If it doesn't fall. Okay. I'll just have to be very careful not to bump that. The reason why I say this game isn't for everyone is not because this isn't a great game. This is a great game, but you're not going to want to introduce this to your friends who are vegetarian and vegan. Because unlike something like Sushi Go, which has like little lumps of anthropomorphized so-called sushi, this actually looks like sushi. So if you know someone who has an aversion to aquatic animals as food, which I do, then you're not going to want to introduce this to them because that would just be rude and microaggression and triggery. It would make you look like a jerk. But it is a very good game for people who don't cringe around raw seafood, which I kind of do, but I've gotten used to it because my in-laws eat a lot of sushi, but I haven't done seafood in more years than I can count. Actually, we're probably into decades now. But this is a really interesting game, and I hesitated about getting it because of the theme, because the theme is very ick for me personally. But I had seen stuff about how it played at the time that it was kickstarted, and I thought it looked interesting. And Kids Table Board Gaming is really reliable when it comes to good, solid game designs. And this kind of went on to my wish list and off and on and off and on and off, and yeah, I finally broke down and got it. This was originally named Wasabi, and there was either a game similar to this or a different version of this game or something that was published sometime in the distant past. And while Wasabi was being kickstarted, they were legally forced to change the name to Maki Master, which is why when you Google videos on how to play this, you're going to get a lot of videos on how to play Wasabi, because that was the original title they were going to use to publish this. It is a nifty game. This game is a spatial puzzle with card crafting. And you're going like, how does that work? It works kind of like this. You've got, well, actually, do I want to take this out? No, I can actually show you from the back of the box here. You've got a board, which looks like a little mat that they make sushi on, I think. And it's got little lines on the sides of it. It's got a grid, actually, because you're going to be laying tiles on a grid. But it's got little lines where you can slide a thing over so that you can adjust the size of it for player count. And we've only played it at 2, and it does play well at 2. But what you're trying to do is, and you can see it really looks like raw meat there, is you are going to be drawing cards and trying to make the recipe for them. And the way you make the recipe is to is to get tiles and line the tiles up in a row. In order to make your recipe, you have to have all of the ingredients that's on your recipe card, and you have to place them so that they are in a row, orthogonally, horizontal or vertical, not diagonal. But and they can be in any order, but you get more if you can put the ingredients in the order that is on the recipe. So there is that aspect too. And there are special tools that you can use to move tiles or put something else different on top of a tile or swap a tile out for a placeholder teacup or something like that. If you really want to know how the game plays, Google some videos on Wasabi or Maki Master for that matter, and you can find some stuff that will go into better detail about how it plays. But this is actually very thinky. That's what I really wanted to tell you, despite the fact that I don't like seafood, and especially raw seafood is kind of ick to me. We have played this game a lot since we got it around the holiday season because it is a surprisingly thinky, crunchy little puzzle because you're putting out pieces on the grid. Your opponents are putting out pieces on the grid sometimes. And now here's the thing. You can't just say, they put out the thing that I needed and they placed it there, so I'll just score this card. You can't do that. You have to have contributed an ingredient to that. Like on your turn, you have to put something down that contributes to making that recipe. You can't just passively score off of whatever is already out there on the board. You have to do something to score it. So that's also kind of interesting. Though I suppose if you wanted to make this game easier and higher scoring, like make it for lighter gamer things, then you could maybe just have people be able to score anything they see on the board that matches their card. That might be something you want to consider if you think that this might be a little bit too difficult for the gamer you're introducing it to. And again, don't introduce it to vegetarians and vegans. This is just not going to help their opinion of you at all. But yeah, I'm more or less okay with it. It's not, I don't think that this is going to be a game that we're going to play a huge amount because of the theme. I can only just take so much of it because the art is very good. The art on this is very good. It's maybe just a little bit too good. It might have been better if it had something like Sushi Go that had little anthropomorphic food, which I also find weird. But that's just me. But this is a nifty little spatial puzzle, and it's got card crafting, and this has not gotten a huge amount of buzz. I've seen some people talk about it, but it is a thinkier, crunchier game than you might think, and it's fun. And at a certain point, I just kind of tune out the whole food thing, and I'm just focusing on the names of the ingredients. And by the way, how you flip the tiles, the names of the ingredients can either give the English names or I guess the Japanese name or the sushi name. So there are a couple of different name options on there. And the cards also have like the icons and the names of what you're supposed to do. So this is easy teach, easy learn, but tricky to do well. And that's kind of our sweet spot for games is easy teach, easy learn. Not a huge amount of setup, though you do have to sort the tiles. See, I keep the tiles in there. The tiles in there, I like stack them and sort them at the end of the game, and so that when I take them out, I can set it up pretty quickly because they're already stacked and sorted out. So there is a little bit of that, but still, this game is very easy to table, and it's a nifty puzzle. That's what it is. It's just a nifty puzzle. So that was Maki Master, which we have played more than I thought we would. I thought we would get the game and satisfy my curiosity about it and then not play it again. You know, it's like it goes on the shelf and then it will come out again eventually. But we actually played it a fair number of times, like right off the bat. And we're looking at what do we want to play again? Let's play that again. And that's always the sign of a good game, even when it's got a theme that I consider to be ick. So, yeah, that's definitely a sign of a good game. A game that we got for Christmas, which I really wanted, this was top of my Christmas list. And I know that there are like other nifty games that we got around this time that are probably, from some objective standpoint, a better game. But we got Monkey Palace because I really, really wanted it. I am a Lego kind of girl. I enjoy building things with Lego. I like that whole process. And I find it really easy to do and easy to visualize. Robert is not, my husband Robert, who is my primary board game partner. He's not really a Lego person. He doesn't do Lego, though he got me my first Lego. But what you're doing with Monkey Palace, it is another spatial puzzle, only instead of being flat on the board, on the table spatial, this is 3D spatial puzzle. And one of the really cool things about it is that you have this totally unique structure when you have finished building the thing at the end of the game. Another neat thing about this is because you are placing this on a base plate, it's just like your standard green base plate. It has a really very thin rule sheet. It comes with, one of the pieces escaped. It comes with a tray organizer and the Lego pieces that you will need to make your Monkey Palace. Bridges are the primary way that you score, but you need to be able to build up higher to connect things. And you then can add decorations, green palm leaves, light green palm leaves, or a tiny little gold doodad. And the gold doodad allows you to move the monkey piece. There's a monkey piece in here, hence the name Monkey Palace. And that's what the base game uses. If you place the highest of the gold things, then you get to move the monkey, which can block your opponent. A lot of times we're just trying to get the monkey out of the way. But there's a little pink frog piece in here, and there is a yellow butterfly, and there are cards for that have specific scoring criteria, which will allow you that card, and those pieces can be placed and moved between players depending upon who is actually meeting those scoring conditions. And that is the one thing that I don't like about this game. It bugs me, and it's probably just a little thing that shouldn't bug me. But the cards, there are cards that go with the monkey, butterfly, and frog that are the special scoring conditions thing. And the cards that go with them have no icons and no text. So that means you read the rule book and you have got to know and remember what those bonus cards do. And I mean, it's not that difficult, and you get points off the monkey card if you're holding it when the game ends, I believe. But see, here's the monkey card. Double-sided monkey card. It has nothing on it except the monkey and how many banana points you get. Ditto for the butterfly and flower. And this annoys me because, I mean, it's basic game design. You don't just have a card with one image on the card and nothing on the card that tells you what that card is for. If you have to look in the rule book in order to have any idea whatsoever as to what the use of the card is, then that card is not well designed. That's kind of basic game design, is you need to have something on the card so that when somebody sees that card, they instantly know what they're supposed to do. Now, this is fairly simple. You're not going to forget what the monkey does or the butterfly or whatever. So it's not a big deal. It just bugs me. You have these little mat things, and I was talking about the base plate here. You have your basic green Lego base plate. You've got a couple of corner pieces in here. And these are double-sided, you have 4 double-sided mats. And these are not player mats. This is your central playing board here. You lay this down here on the board and you say sliding around. Well, you see this outlined area here? You have a few pieces that are put on in the setup of the game. So that will hold the thing in place. And that's one of the things I really like about this is once you start the game and start building it, you can basically pass the game board around to people to look at, and they can turn it this way and turn it that way. And, and the pieces don't fall off because it's Lego. It's all snapped on. So you can just like pick it up and go, let me see. And the green goes here, and do I have enough pieces to build that up there? Yeah, oh no, it would be better, I think, from this side. And you can do that. I don't know any other game where you can just pick it up and handle it with all of the game pieces on it while the game is in progress. I mean, you could turn the sucker upside down if you wanted to. Not that there would be any value in turning it upside down, but you see what I mean. And you have cards, and as you get cards you get cards as a reward for the pieces you place, and you place them out on your player board. And this is how much income you have in pieces, that is every time. And then the cards that you have on here will have sometimes instant amounts that you get immediately, and other things will be, again, recurring income because you get more pieces, and those pieces allow you to build more things, and the more things you build and the higher and more arches you have, the more points you get, and the more points you get, the more that you can get cards, and the cards have the banana points on them. So it works really, really well, and it is very, very enjoyable to play. Even if you're not into Lego, this is very much enjoyable to play. I suppose, considering that it's made with Lego pieces, it could be considered a kid's game. But this is a game that I think a lot of adults are also going to enjoy because of the whole building aspect and the spatial puzzle of trying to figure out, I need to get this, and oh wow, I'm getting a lot of bridges in income, but if I can't get enough of the little building block pieces, the bigger towers or the little pieces, to build it up so that I can connect, because it keeps getting higher as the game goes on. So that means you have not got to just get the bridge pieces, which are worth points and cards. Then you've also got to get enough of all the other little pieces to be able to build those things up and over and up and over. And there are specific rules about how you place things. And the rules are not onerous. They really aren't. They're all pretty simple and intuitive. This game is really a neat little puzzle, and it's just so enjoyable looking at it and kind of figuring out and going like, okay, yeah, I think maybe I want to go for that card there. If I can get 3 bridges, this will go up. And I'm sitting there and I'm like tinkering with the pieces while Robert is taking his turn going, oh gosh, am I going to have enough of those? Yes, I've got this piece here and I can put that there. And then I'll turn that bridge. And it's nice. Yeah, I mean, Monkey Palace and Monkey Master are both kind of spatial puzzles in very different ways, but they're kind of thinky and really, really enjoyable. And I mean, we do sometimes play brain-breaking games. Neither one of these, Monkey Master, I think, is more thinky than Monkey Palace, or maybe it's just that the building in Monkey Palace clicks better in my brain, but both of these games have a deeply satisfying aspect to them. Now, we get to the game that was not a hit. This is one we played over the holidays, but we actually got it back in the fall. I had seen this at Half Price Books, and I was curious about it. I kind of wanted to try it because last year we were getting a few more heavy Euros, and we were liking them, as opposed to the ones we don't like, which this could fall into that category. Merv, The Heart of the Silk Road. That's its subtitle. This is about caravans and getting spices and trading things and building up your little income blocks in the center and keeping the barbarian hordes at bay. And there's a lot going on in this game. This is definitely a heavy Euro. I forgot to put the sheet in there. This is definitely a heavy Euro. I would say it's either too heavy for us or it's, and I think this may be more it, because we have actually played games that are heavier than this and just really clicked with them and liked them. But this game, no. We spent the entire day playing this game, just struggling and slogging our way through. It was brutal. I mean, it was one of the most unpleasant game playing experiences I've had. We were just, just so not enjoying it, like deeply not enjoying it. And yet, looking at the game and knowing the gameplay and everything, I would have to say that probably objectively, this is a good game. If you're really into Euros, we're not really into Euros. We're more like there are specific Euros or specific kinds of Euro games that we've discovered. Hey, look, we like that. This, I don't think, is going to be one of those. I mean, while we were playing the game, I was saying, like, I never want to play this game again. I just want it to end. But I don't think it's a bad game. I just think it may not be a good game for us. But I saw it at half price. I wanted to try it out. And I got something else instead. And when I went back and looked, it wasn't there. And I felt kind of disappointed. And then I discovered that the reason why it wasn't there when I went back is because Robert had gotten it for me for my birthday, which also makes me feel bad about not liking it. But I mean, he knew it was a risk. I told him right off. I mean, when I was talking to him about whether or not I should get it, when I saw it the first time, I thought, And I mean, one of the reasons why I was even interested in it is because, well, first of all, it's got Fabio Lopiano, who is the designer of Zapotec, which is one of the Euro games we discovered last year that we really, 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 really like. So, and it's got that whole central grid thing, like he has. Well, the central grid works differently in this than in Zapotec. But it's a very pretty board, too. And it's a designer that we had just discovered that we liked a game by. So we thought, maybe we'll like this one. And I don't know. I feel as if we should maybe give it another shot. But at the same time, in the weeks that have passed since we slogged through the first play of it, we have not done that. So I think that it's possible that we may play this game a second time and the whole thing may really click and we're going to go, this is amazing. But I kind of feel like the odds are stacked against that happening. Let's be frank here. So, yeah, we did get Merv and we did play it, and I don't think that it is for us. If you like Euro games, then you should look at this, because this is a very Euro-y Euro. It does all the Euro-y things that Euro games do, and lots of it. And in fact, it ticks a lot of boxes of things I don't like about Euro games. So it's very Euro. So yeah, if you like that kind of thing, this may be for you. Like I said, we do sometimes play Euro games and heavy Euros, but it's very hit and miss, and that was a miss for us. Now, we do have a whole bunch of games we got that were on sale around the Black Friday sales that hit right before Christmas. Actually, they hit before Thanksgiving. We do have a bunch of games we got that we have not played, because we've been playing some of the other ones that I've talked about recently in the past few videos, and a lot of winter games also. Winter, please. But we do have some stuff that's going to be coming up in future videos. And I'm not including in this list solo games I haven't played or games that need 3 players or more player count, because I did get a couple of those around that whole Christmas time frame. But we have leftover from last year City of Iron, which was, we played, it's the second edition. We had played the first edition and liked it, so when they did the reprint campaign, we got the second edition, but we haven't played it yet. Other than that, we're pretty much caught up on stuff we bought before the Black Friday sales, like because we tend to play games as we get them, but we bought a bunch of stuff around the end of the year, so we're still kind of got some stuff there. So City of Iron was something from a Kickstarter delivery that's still lingering unplayed. We got Near and Far, another Red Raven game, because we do like Red Raven games. We have not played it yet. It is a campaign game, as I understand it, so that one's probably going to be pretty far back in the queue. We got Grand Austria Hotel, which I'm very much looking forward to playing because so many people like it so much. We also got Taverns of Tiefenthal, which a lot of people like, and which, from what I've seen of it, I think we're going to like it a lot too. And that one is not yet played. We got Explorers on the North Sea, which is the third game in the North Sea trilogy. We have and like the other two, but didn't have North Sea yet, so I just decided to go ahead and get it, so we'll have it on our shelves when we're ready to play another North Sea game. We also got Through the Desert, kind of the same theme as Merv, but it's been reprinted by Allplay. Classic game reprinted by Allplay. It's much smaller box now, and I'm looking forward to playing that. I don't know a lot about it. I've watched some playthrough kind of stuff, so it looked like something we might like. I'm trying to lean into classic kind of games, not new games for this year. I'm trying to kind of lean into more of games that have been around for a while, that have sort of proven themselves. And I picked up Wingspan Asia because that is the Wingspan expansion that can also be played as a standalone 2-player game. And since our primary player count is 2, I thought that might be good. I mean, good as not just because it's Wingspan good, but maybe a good Wingspan variation for the 2 of us. But we also have not played that. But those are some things that I will probably be talking about in future videos. And I've got a ton of solo button shy things that I haven't played yet. I still haven't played A Nice Cup of Tea. Instead, I'm just drinking a nice cup of tea. It's been unusually busy this month around here in strange ways. Like last week we had snow, which is unusual for this area. The dogs didn't like it. I thought it was pretty, but I was glad when everything unfroze, because we didn't just have like a light dusting of snow, we got several inches in this area, which hadn't happened since the 1800s. And things froze, and they kind of stayed froze. But we got through it okay. No pipes frozen, no leaks, no disasters or anything. But it's like everything that we were going to do last week got pushed off to this week. And the week before that, we were doing something else. Actually, we were preparing for the freeze that was coming. So yeah, it's just kind of been stuff this month. But some of that stuff has been games. And I will be talking about games that we have been playing both here, and also I've gotten more into Board Game Arena since the last video. I've played more stuff there, so I'll talk about that in the next video, I think. But I wanted to finish off the things that we binged over the holidays, because we did have some time off during the holidays, and we did play a lot of games. And it's kind of, I noticed they were all M's this time. Monkey Palace, Mucking Master, Merv. And that was totally unintentional. M's this time around. But there'll be a little bit more variety next time. 2 light games, and 1 heavy game. I just kind of picked a random assortment and did those in the last video, and then this video wraps up what we played over the holidays. But I have had fun sitting here chatting with y'all. The PG TipsGold is very, very good. Very, very, very good. It's strong. It's got a real hefty tea flavor. But I will see y'all again soon, hopefully, maybe. If I don't, just kind of fall off the edge of the world here, I kind of got behind on stuff. But yeah, we got stacks of games down at the end of the dining room table, and I hope we'll be playing some of those very soon, and I will tell you about them and also about games I've played on Board Game Arena. So I will see y'all next time round the table. Bye.